Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, peoplings, earthlings. What a week this has been. What a week. I feel that I'm almost there. This, by the way, if anyone wants to try it, this is my new thing. It's cranberry juice, water, lemon juice, rosé vino, and tons of ice. And it's absolutely, it just hits the spot. And after days of working, I'm having a well-earned vino. And probably a fag or two as well. I thought we could walk up and down a pontoon tonight. It's a lovely evening for a row, but I just don't fancy a row. Deck party. The new basin came. I went to fit it, and the old basin didn't want to come off because we used fiberglass, remember? And I didn't think we'd replaced that for about 10 years, and it just didn't quite function. And when I put that particular basin in, that for the one I've got now, they wanted hundreds of euros for them. And I just thought, sod that, I'm not paying all that money. Well, they brought the price right down. I got this one really, really, really cheap. Just over 50 euros actually. So it's a proper porcelain thing. So then I had to basically destroy half the bench to get the old basin out. I've now learned an awful lot about plumbing. Well, I've learned a lot about plumbing recently anyway. And I had to make a part of a new bench, painted it black, and it's come up fabulous. Refitted the tap, which was also 50 euros. That was an expensive thing that we bought. And it just works. It's perfect. It's for the first time. I don't know, how long have we had this boat now? 2007 we bought her. So we're coming up to 20 years, aren't we? 18 years. And also, it's one of those things, everything arrived at the same time, including the new deck, the fake teak. Look, I'll show you. Oh. That is the new fake teak deck, and it is. And look at how the water beads on the paintwork. Everything can be washed down now. I mean, everything. I can. The cushions, they're proper garden furniture, so they wash down. The sort of rattan style furniture, all that washes down. Wash my railings down, wash the ladder down, wash the teak down. I mean, this is just humour me, guys. This is, look at this. Ooh, whoa, look at that. It was actually really easy to put down. The hard part was preparing the deck. I have been working on this back deck since, well, probably since February this year. Well, a little bit. I was working on some of it last year. I've rematted all the walls, moved the door, excavated a load of stuff off the back. There were all kinds of lumps. And then I fitted that piece of wood along there. Railings, of course. And then there's filler and sanding and carpentry and getting all the old crud off, and bit by bit. And yeah, it's taken a lot, you know. You've got to wait for stuff to set, and it's come up so nice. So this sticky back was actually really easy to fit. That was like the last thing. The bathroom was much more of a challenge, I've got to say. At least here I'm working in the open air. The bathroom, my God. And as I say, 18 years. 18 years. The original sink, when we bought the boat, it was kind of this colour. Not as nice as this colour. It was more. Have any of you ever seen one of those sort of 1970s turquoise coloured basins? Now, they look really nice. They're retro if they're in good condition, and they're all matching, but there was nothing matching in that bathroom. And also, it was a very large basin that protruded at least 50% into the bathroom, if not further. I mean, if a large person would struggle to squeeze past it to get to the shower, The shower was wrecked because when we bought the boat, the guy we bought it off, he had people who he had allowed to live on the boat, and his story was they had trashed the boat. We did actually meet the two boys that grew up on this boat. They would have been about 15 and 17, I think, when we met them, and I loved them, and both our kids loved them. They were really good looking lads. They were very good at diving off the boat and going right down to the seabed and retrieving things, much to my kids' absolute astonishment. They idolised these two boys, but everyone in the marina said to me, they're nothing but trouble. You know, the mum had problems, but I thought they were lovely, and they came back and back and back to visit. And after we first took over the boat, me, Graham, both our mums did a ton of work on the boat. And these two boys were like, oh my God, if only it could have been like this when we were growing up. I mean, one of them slept around a saucepan because there was a drip coming in on his bed. That's awful, isn't it? Thank God we've never had anything like that. We've had leaks, but not, well, Graham always complained he had a leak on his side of the bed, but I haven't found any evidence of it, actually. Never did. Anyway, I can't tell you how euphoric I am that I feel I can see a light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, let's go for a walk. Let's have a vino. Let's have a chat about anything. I mean, I'd ask you what you want to chat about if I could hear you, but I can't yet. Oh. So, I mean, it really has. It's been... I'm so happy that I've got a bathroom that works and is clean and actually really glamorous, and now I've got a back deck that works. The rest of it is actually not that bad because I already, as a lot of you know, I already decorated the saloon and the kitchen. Was it last year or the year before? I can't remember. Ben's responsible for his cabin. He's done a great job in there. And my bedroom, as you know, I did a couple months ago. That wasn't too bad either. So now it's more at my leisure. I can, you know, fix a bit here, fix a bit there. Apart from the engine room. Oh boy, we're going to have some fun down there. I've never, ever, ever taken you guys down to the engine room. Yeah, let's have a walk, shall we? And I've looked up, you know, those boring ex-royals. Nothing happening with those two. I mean, they've made a rod for their own backs, haven't they? I heard someone say that her Series 2, Netflix, is worse. The ratings are worse than ever, and she's fallen even further. I mean, I am glad there are people keeping their eye on that sort of thing. Oh yeah, I'll tell you something really dead weird that happened to me last night, kind of connected to her. It's really, really, and something that happened this afternoon, really, really weird. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, her racing. She's in the toilet, man. She is in the toilet. And as I'm working on my boat, I don't know about you guys, you know, I'm sure you're doing things in your lives. As your lives are progressing and developing, you know, some of you may have had grandchildren or children. You may have moved house, bought a new car. I'm talking in the last 7 years. What the fucking hell have those two done in the last 7 years? Well, they've worked very, very, very hard to destroy their lives and reputations, haven't they? Yeah, you see, spray shit out there into the world, all you're going to get back is shit. Yeah, coming back to, oh yeah, this really weird thing happened. Okay, so you all know that I unsubscribed from Netflix years ago. Well, it was kind of in protest about something. I think it might have been when Harry and Meghan first signed the deal with them. Then I re-signed with Netflix. And you know, I can't for the life of me remember why. It might have been for the people in the house. Some of you might remember. Why did I re-sign for it? Anyway, I hardly ever watch it. And I was actually looking for Netflix news items about Meghan's crappy new show a few nights ago. And I was feeling very, very depressed, as you know, after having watched it. And I'm sure it was watching her show that really dragged me. And one article said, Never mind Meghan's new show, go and watch The Thursday Murder Club. And I thought, nah, that sounds a bit naff. But I never watch Netflix, and I bloody well pay for it. I pay something like €6 a month because I get adverts. You know, you get a cheap version. And then they said, well, Helen Mirren's in it. And I thought, well, I love Helen. Dame Helen Mirren. I love her. Anything she's in, I'll watch. I saw her in a film very recently called The Good Liar. If ever you get the chance to see it, or just look up the trailer here on YouTube, The Good Liar. It's, gives me shivers down my spine. But anyway, I thought, go on then. Go on in, Netflix. I'll watch. This is a long-winded story, but I'll tell you the story anyway. I thought, go on Netflix. I'll watch The Thursday Murder Club. Well, excuse my appearance. These are my DIY clothes. They used to be my actual clothes. But, Pierce Brosnan was in it, and the lady that was in Dinner Ladies, but I can't think what her name is, and Ben Kingsley, and basically they are living in an old people's home, which have a very bad rep. You know, people say, oh, I don't want to end up in an old people's home. Well, I wouldn't bloody mind if it was like the Thursday Murder Club. And they were basically, they adored where they lived. It was like a sort of a manor house, but I forget the name of it. And these property developers owned it, and they wanted to knock it down and build flats and, you know, make money. And it was a star-studded cast. It had me in stitches from the beginning. I mean, if anyone's depressed, it lifted me so quickly, so fast. I was bowled over. I thought Pierce Brosnan was marvellous in it. And the point they were making is, in an old people's home, you've got a wealth of experience of all kinds of people, doctors and vets, nurses, and Helen Mirren, as it turned out, had retired from MI6. And so she was not quite what everybody thought, but she was a resident. And David Tennant plays the baddie. He was very good in it because normally, as you know, he's Doctor Who or he's some squeaky type of character. He was very good in Casanova. I really enjoyed that. But he sort of plays this gobby, obnoxious, horrible property developer who gets murdered. And I've never seen Tennant play a character like that before. And I mean, it's literally smattered with celebrities and of course all being hugely talented. I loved Ben Kingsley's character. He was so timid and so lovely. And so anyway, right, get back to Megsy. You're probably thinking, what the fuck is she rambling on about? Not quite sure myself, actually. So anyway, I watched that. It's like a movie. It was about an hour and a half long. Really, really enjoyed it. And that was a few nights ago. Then, last night, all the time, last night, I'd seen an article in the Daily Mail about a mum who catfished her own daughter, who was 13. She'd been trolling her own daughter, sending horrible, offensive messages. Well, I didn't read the whole article. They said it's a Netflix show. So I thought, oh, I'll go watch that. This sounds interesting, because I got the impression she had her reasons. God knows what. I mean, I think she was sent to prison for it in the end when the police traced the IP address. Oh, my God. And they found out it was the wife and mother doing it all along. She'd been trolling the daughter's boyfriend or something. Anyway, I go to log into Netflix, which, by the way, I pay for. And it logs me in, and then I'm confronted with a screen that says, you are not allowed to watch Netflix. Have any of you guys had this? And I'm like, do fucking what? I pay for this. Why am I not allowed to watch it? Well, you can imagine the sort of thoughts going through my mind. You know, oh, is it Ted Sarandis' wife called in a favour or two? Then it says I can temporarily watch it. I'll try and put a screenshot up of the exact message that it was, and then you guys will know if you've had this yourselves. But whether it's anything to do with Meghan, Ted Sarandis, his silly wife, or whoever it is, Netflix, you're halfway to the toilet. Why are you alienating your only, the customers that are still subscribing? Well, needless to say, I cancelled my subscription there and then on the spot. I tried several times and it would not let, it was just like a window that blocked. I could hear Netflix behind. It said, watch temporarily, put this code in. And I thought, no, I fucking won't. Why should I? I pay for this, you cheeky. Anyway. Cat, the deck will dry. It's just been washed. It's only, look at her face. Oh my God. Can you see her there? It's all going to be over soon. All the DIY will be done soon. She is not happy. And by the way, yeah, I have seen your paw prints in my white paint from this afternoon. Yes, I did see them. Thank you very much. So anyway, there was another option, and I can't remember what it is, but I'll put this still up so you guys can read it. And so I tried this other option. It started asking me a lot of personal questions. It wanted to know everything about my life. Not only what my phone number is, which, you know, they've got anyway. Can they have access to my photos? Can they have access to this? I'm like, do fucking what? I just want to watch your streaming service. Why am I getting this? Am I the only one or are other people getting this? So I just thought, finish. Netflix, like Airbnb, it's finished. It's over. You're going to alienate your customers. You're going to treat your customers like shit. I'm gone. I'm out. Now, I know my €6 a month. They're not going to cry about that, but this is the really interesting part. So you can't cancel this thing easily. You say cancel. It takes you to a page and you're looking, thinking, right, where's the cancel button? Can't see one. 10 minutes of searching. There's like 3 options and they're expanding menus and I've expanded them all and I can't see a damn thing. So I go back through them and I scan down really carefully and itsy bitsy writing, cancel here. Yeah, fucking damn right. So I cancel and then it asks, what reason? What reason? And there's about 20, it's a multiple choice and you can put a dot, you know, Netflix doesn't give me value for money. Netflix doesn't do this for me. And at the bottom, there's a one you can select for other. And when you select other, there's a text box where you can put the reason for other, you know, an explanation, which I would think they would want to know. I'm certain their shareholders would like to know. So any shareholders of Netflix out there, you might want to just test this one out. Try cancelling your Netflix and see if you can do this, because I chose other. Because my objection was not on the list. My objection, I was going to explain, I think it's very cheeky of you to tell me I have restricted access. I'm basically banned from Netflix. I'm not allowed to watch Netflix. You're happy to take my money, but you won't give me the service. So imagine you go into a restaurant, say, hello, I'd like a steak and chips. And they go, yes, okay, how would you like that done? Rare. 20 minutes later, they bring you the bill. You go, I ate the steak. Where's the steak and chips? They go, oh, you can't have that. Just pay the bill. Netflix, I mean, are you getting your business advice off Meghan Markle and Prince Harry? Because it sounds like it to me. This is a death wish for Netflix. Absolute death wish. So I click in the text box, I type one letter, I get to the second letter of the alphabet because I'm typing a word. It won't let me type anymore. I tried every way I could. It would not allow me to type an explanation in there. Now, I believe they have done that on purpose. I believe they do that for everybody. Most likely because they're sick and tired of hearing the same complaints. And they don't want the shareholders to know the reason why people are unsubscribing. That's my firm belief. I mean, maybe some people type in, Meghan is a twat. Harry is a twat. Or maybe people type in other things like, all your programs are shit. Your content is shit. You know, there may be all these sort of trigger words, which really people like Ted Sarandos might not want to face the shareholders. Oh, yes, well, people unsubscribe because the pandemic's over. Oh, really, Ted? Because I've got a printout here of reasons under that other box, and they all call you, they're all saying you're a dickhead and you don't know how to run Netflix. Oh, I'll have to talk to the tech guys and stop people from being able to write any explanation in the box, won't we? You know, I mean, it's a death wish. I've told you guys before, we've had some nightmares at Dolphin Safari as managers. I mean, nightmares. And I've been a manager loads of times, like waitressing, bar work, manager, assistant manager. And I've worked with fellow managers who've been fantastic, and I've worked with other managers who just haven't got a bloody clue and are almost actively trying to destroy the business, therefore talking us all out of a job. So, you know, have you ever worked with people like that, and then you have to work double hard to cover up for their mistakes and fix their fuck ups, as well as do your job, and other staff have to do the same, and they might even be a lovely person. You just think, I really, really, really wish you would start doing your job properly, and because other people have to pick up the slack. I bet the people at Netflix who have to pick up the slack for that old Surround us and his missus, I bet they're well fed up. Yeah, I do watch that, what's his name? Noah. Oh, I can't think what it is. He's got two very cute little dogs that he has in his videos. It's not Trevor Noah, I know who he is. No. Oh, I can't think of his name. I know, I can see his face. He's a young lad, wears a baseball cap. Anyway, I do watch him occasionally, so I am aware. Don't worry. I mean, what do you make of that? Netflix, firstly, won't let a paying subscriber watch the product. And then when I go to cancel, they will not allow me to give an explanation as to why I'm cancelling. Now, what was the other weird thing? Oh yeah, YouTube, right here on YouTube. Now, this may be because they've updated their software, which they do from time to time. So when we guys who upload videos, you know, things change. And I did a little video of my deck, and I thought I'd done it in slow-mo, and I hadn't, and it's shit. I was going to put it up as a short. And I go to upload it on my phone to my YouTube, which I've been doing for years. And suddenly, I'm told you're not allowed, Fiona. Well, it didn't use my name. It said you have to allow YouTube access to your entire library of photos and videos and your entire phone. Exactly the same as Netflix was demanding from me. Well, I mean, I'm on YouTube and I've nothing to hide. So it took me half an hour to figure out how the hell or where I go. Eventually I went into settings, and suddenly there's a button. I've never seen it before, and it said YouTube need full access to your phone. So I thought, sod it, they can have it. Now, let's go down conspiratorial, imaginary sort of scenario, shall we? Just for fun. It's bullshit. It's, you know, this is not the case. But let's say Meghan and Harry have said to YouTube and Netflix, well, I do believe they do still have influence over those two particular American, privately owned institutions. I think they still can call in the odd favour. Imagine they've said, you know, I want to know a real phone number, which YouTube and Netflix have had for years, but I want to see what she's got in the photo library. I want access to her WhatsApps. I want to see if she's been breaking it all. Well, they can fucking look. Because the worst things I say about Meghan and Harry are here public on YouTube. You know, they are not private in my phone. They will probably be quite depressed and go, oh my God, Harry, she doesn't actually talk about us offline to anybody. In fact, she hardly ever uses Twitter. She doesn't talk about me at all. Oh dear. Because, you know, I mean, I could talk to the boat about Meghan and Harry, couldn't I? But I find it more fun to talk to you guys, because you're living, breathing human beings, do you know what I mean? Who have noticed something a little bit odd about them. So I'm not saying that there is, oh, pardon me. You're not really there. I just thought that's so rude. I've just blown smoke in your face. To those of you that don't like or approve of smoking, I totally get it. But please understand, it's a drug addiction. And it's the only drug addiction I've got, actually, apart from tea. And my nerves have been frazzled for years, and in order for me to even attempt giving up, and believe me, I've met heroin addicts who have recovered from heroin, who have said cigarettes were more difficult. So, you know, bear with me, guys, bear with me. And I know a lot of you do smoke, so I'm a bad influence. What was I talking about before that? I can't remember. Conspiracy. Meghan and Harry. You know, I suppose it's not inconceivable that they might have asked, you know, for my, because I mean, with YouTube, any CEO at YouTube can look me up. If Harry and Meghan were to go and say, you know, there's a troll account, and that's how they will see me, called Avid Gardener. We want to know more information about her. We know her name's Fiona, we know where she lives and all that, but we want to know more information. It's not inconceivable and it's not difficult. Someone at YouTube who works in tech could just look up any account they want and they'll go, yeah, she is uploading. She's uploading from Spain on Starlink. I don't know, I think it's the satellite's dead above, so it's pretty accurate. She's next to Gibraltar. You know, what do you want to know? Sometimes she uploads from another location down the road. We've got the IP addresses. We can give you a phone number. We've got her address. So, you know, it's not inconceivable. And if that is the case, it's not inconceivable they could do that to any of you guys as well, really. And as I said, I've got absolutely nothing to hide. I don't live a particularly exciting life. I'm not up to anything skullduggerous. I'm not plotting to kill anybody, or far from it. Oh yeah, they're kids. Yeah, I saw, I was just going to say, one of my kids is here. Hang on, I'll go and get them. She's quite shy, right? Hello, Mummy. Oh, hello, child. Hello, Mummy. Don't turn around. No, not at all, Mummy. I'm going to the shops, Mummy. She always works backwards, you know, so CCTV only get the back of her head. They never get the... I brought her up that way. Don't show your face to anyone. She's actually got a burqa on the front, you know. Be on a safe side. Anyway, I better put her back to bed. Come on, hey, fill a bed. Let's go to bed. I'm only joking. Of course I'm only joking. I don't care about little kids. I think it's actually kind of pathetic. And seeing two little kids so well behaved at that age, watching, backs to their heads and all, watching Mummy on a monitor, filming her narcissistic TV show. You know, they're not watching cartoons, SpongeBob SquarePants. You know, like my kids did. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants. You know, they're not, no, they're sitting there like this. We're too fucking scared to move. Mummy will smack us if we don't watch really quietly. Oh, she's filming with 8 people. I'm sorry, Mummy, I mean 80 people in a stranger's kitchen. Yes, Mummy. That's how it comes across, Meghan. Stop it, Meghan. You know, just don't show the kids. If you're not comfortable, don't show them at all. Don't be showing backs of their heads, a thumb, a toe, a skin cell. Just stop it. Just don't show them at all, or show them, you know, like the royal family do, so that people can see what they look like. A birthday photo every year, just a normal photograph, because those kids are going to grow up and think, Mum, were you ashamed of us or something? Did you think we were ugly? Did you think we were deformed? Did you think we were not good enough? That you never wanted, you weren't proud enough of us to show people our faces? Because, you know, we did, most normal people do. They're going to say, you clearly were ashamed of us. We weren't good enough because we weren't good enough to have been allowed to join in with the royal family, were we? We had to be banished. We weren't allowed access to the castles and our cousins and our family. We weren't allowed to even mingle with the Markle family. We're not good enough. And that is how the kids will grow up. That is how they will see it. So, I mean, she's a daft old bag. Hopefully one day those kids will... I mean, I can actually see this. And again, this is only my imagination. I'm full of shit. But I wouldn't be a bit surprised if I'm still alive in 10, 15 years. If there's headlines like Archie got pissed and stone crashed a car, you know, Archie's been on the Raz yet again, Lilibet's, you know, doing makeup and out with boys and boom, 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 boom. You know, I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Whereas the Wales children have been brought up gradually to understand their public presence, and they've been allowed to meet the public, the larger family, which is what we are, really. They should grow up being quite well balanced. Obviously, Harry was thrown off balance horribly because he's a different personality to William. William was also horribly thrown off balance. Did you guys know that in the years after Princess Diana died, William really got into motorbikes big time, sports bikes. My boy went through it as well. I mean, I can't think what Charles went through, but apparently Charles was absolutely petrified because William would ride very fast, gung-ho, didn't care about his own safety. So he had his own reaction, but he dealt with it. Perhaps the couple years older did make a difference, but I mean, old dimwit Harry, he was thrown off balance, wasn't he? And I mean, they're his kids, from what I hear, they're his kids. They're going to have his genes. They maybe be a little bit emotional. If I were Meghan, I'd be super fucking careful with that one, because she might find herself on the receiving end of a Mommy Dearest book, which I know a lot of people have pointed out in the past. Anyway, I'm going to upload this video, and I'll edit that. I will edit that screenshot in, because it is just too weird for words. Basically, get knotted, Netflix, get stuffed. I think in all the years that I've paid for it, I've had Netflix since 2017, then I desubscribed for about a year, then I resubscribed. We're in 2025. That's a long-standing loyal customer, and I don't even watch your shit. I've watched 5 shows on Netflix. It's hardly worth the money. It would have been cheaper for me to hire a private cinema. So you're going to treat your customers like dog shit. I'm not coming back till I get a grovelling apology off Netflix, a full explanation, probably 6 months free. Or was it just a sniffing exercise? We want access to your entire phone, Fiona. And YouTube now, all of a sudden today. We want access to your entire phone, Fiona. It does kind of feel a bit weird. You can just imagine someone in Montecito going off their head, can't you? Hey. Anyway, that's all for me. Avid Gardener reporting from Spain. Thank you very much for listening. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and may your God go with you.